What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey guys. Hey y'all. I feel like I'm not myself if I don't say hey y'all.
Hey, y'all.
We're
Well,
back. We're back. We're back.
we're back earlier than expected.
Earlier than expected. Same bullshit, different day, COVID, quarantine, all of that. Period. I say we just get right into it today. What
Okay.
do you think?
What do we get into?
The tea. So, as we know, we have Real Housewives reunion part 2 coming up on Sunday. And for those of you who have not seen it, the first part, I encourage you to go watch it, put us on pause, and then come back. But for those that have seen it, I thought it was really juicy. I mean, I thought that it's no secret that this season for I think everyone was by far very slow. Nobody really had shit going on.
All right.
It feels as though it's been going down this path where I feel like they just keep beating a dead horse. Just, we all love the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but come on, we need something else. We need Phaedra. We need, I was going to say Sheree, but we don't really need her because she didn't have shit going on the last time. But Sheree was just messy. But we definitely at least need Phaedra. And I feel like Phaedra definitely has a storyline. I know me and you have talked off air, and Phaedra has a storyline. Apollo has gotten out of jail. Apollo's engaged. Phaedra has some stuff going on with her businesses that we know. She's a mortician. She's a lawyer. She's all these other things. But I've heard some sidebar conversations as to her having some other stuff going on. Her love life. I don't know if she's still with that one guy that she was with a while ago. But my point is she's messy. She's got a storyline. And I'd love to see kind of where they are with co-parenting, because Apollo was very much a part of the show at one point. At one point, we did like Apollo before he started doing that goofy shit. And yeah, I don't know. But the reunion was cool. Kenya definitely, I feel like, is the shade queen. Like, she's very quick wit, with her comebacks. They're very hilarious. Portia gave it to us as well. Nene, classic Nene, where she gets upset if you say something she doesn't like. She'll walk off. She'll shut the computer. She just does the most. It's like she dishes it, but she can't ever really take it. But yeah, what'd you think about it?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, it was funny. It was more interesting than the entire season.
Right.
To be quite honest. And I was shocked at like the quality, because it is virtual. So, I mean, the sound was on point. I liked how they could mute people. Like, that was cool because they were out of control. Some parts, like, that's kind of,
yeah.
Because sometimes they just get to bickering and like, come on.
You're like, really, and it just keeps going and going.
Yeah, I feel like they don't really have any real drama. I mean, I feel like I can't really take nobody on their real serious anyway, because they all flip flop. They all do the things that they accuse the other ones of doing. It's just people have selective memories half the time with them. But I do feel like because they were like all virtual and everyone was in the comfort of their own homes, that they were amping it up a little bit. Like, everybody was really rah from the jump. And usually we got to wait till like the end of maybe like part 2 to get to the rah part. So they were just rah from the get-go.
They got straight to it.
Andy
was even like, Andy's always like,
ooh, girl, Andy looks not well. Like, we all know he did have COVID, and I just feel like he probably needed some more time because he just looked like he was just going through it.
He did. Poor Andy. Poor Andy. He did. He did not look well.
I have time for nothing. Put them on mute. Put them on
mute. Please
send me the screenshot.
Hey guys. Okay. We can't hear you one at a time. He's hilarious.
Too through with them, actually. I feel he is. Andy's funny. Some memorable moments to me though was definitely like Portia was definitely like the clapback queen. She was sipping on Henny all night. You could tell, like, that was real. That was a real drink in her hand. Real saucy with everything.
She had a drink.
Girl, she had a drink. She was coming for Eva, but it was like Eva was coming for her in a strange way to me. Like, I feel like Eva's was being very desperate for like some sort of attention or storyline or something, because everything she was arguing about literally had nothing to do with her. Like, she put herself in half of that shit. Like, I think she
Yeah.
kept hopping into Nene stuff, called her grandma, and I don't even think Nene was talking to her. I think Nene was talking to Kenya, and I was like, are you and Kenya even that cool? Like, why are you hopping on Nene because of what she said to Kenya? And then I'm
Right.
like, you coming for Portia, but in all actuality, all you had to say was my bad, because you got caught on camera saying what you said you didn't say. Like, you
Right.
literally did say in a sarcastic way that her daughter looked like, her father in a bow. And my thing is, it's not a problem if these other kids look like their father. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kenya's baby doesn't look like Kenya. Kenya's baby looks like Mark. And nobody cares. Everyone's like, yeah, she looks like a little Mark. And it's fine. But when we say Dennis in a fucking bow, all hell breaks loose. Now, Portia, you got to ask yourself, why are you bothered that your child looks like their father? Like,
Because I think that it's in context,
it
right?
was in
Like,
context, but this ain't the first or second time somebody done commented on Dennis's
it's
look,
not.
and she's acted very insecure about that. But I'm not excusing what Eva said, because going back to that point, it's like, Eva, you got called out, like, you point blank period bitched up and said you never said none of that stuff, even about the C-section and all of that, which was just ridiculous.
Eva is always saying shit and getting caught, but then when you
Yeah.
ask her about it, she's like, I didn't say that. And I'm like, girl, you
And
are on
I
camera.
really
You are on
liked
camera. You do know that we're going to
Eva.
replay this and the whole world is going to see it. Like,
What is this? Is this her second or third year
this is her
on
third
the
year.
show? Third
I think
year.
this is her
Yeah.
third year.
I feel like when she was first coming on the show, I had really high hopes for Eva. Like, I was really excited for her. I was a fan of America's Next Top Model with her. But when she was on the show, it's just like, it was like different. I don't know. I don't know if she felt maybe she had to like kind of put on something, because even a lot of her jokes and stuff seems like it's forced. Like, it's almost like, I don't know, like, she feels like she has to be this way in order to stay, like, be catty and but that's not even really her like that.
I think that Eva had this perception from America's Next Top Model where, she was like no nonsense. She, in her own right, would have clapbacks for the girls on the show, the model show. And it's kind of carried on through. And then we've seen like a softer side of Eva
But on
in
that
her
show, though,
personal life.
not to cut you off, but on that show, she was more like, she wanted to be friends with the girls on that show, and they disliked her because she
They
was
did, because she was
winning.
pretty and she was winning.
Yes.
But
And
what
so
I'm
I'm
saying is
like,
the fact that she still had that
she
quick
has this
wit.
talk behind your back. Like, she talks behind all those girls' back, and then when they bring it up, it's like, I never said that. That's not what
Yeah,
I
I don't know
meant.
where that comes from,
Like,
other than like I don't know where that comes from, because like I said, at your third year in, like, we replay what you say.
right.
So I don't know why you would
And they
continue to
play the receipts every time. Like,
every single time, and it's embarrassing at this point, because I'm like,
it's embarrassing. And the fact she tried to call out these women's age, like she should be on
somebody
Real
was, what
World or
did Portia
something.
say? She
Like,
was like, sweetie, you are not that far. You are not, what did they
you
say?
are not
Oh,
no
it was,
spring chicken or
you are
whatever
not
she
no spring
said.
chicken, baby.
And that's
We
what she
all
was
have a
like,
house. We
you
all have a
age
house.
10.
Listen, we all have a house, okay? You are not doing anything other, that none of us are doing. Like,
Yeah, it has nothing to do with their age. The reason Eva should have said that she mentioned her house was because these women were coming for her finances in her house like last season. If you want to bring up some shit from last season, just say that's what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Be like, no, last season you said I couldn't afford a house. You said this. Say that. Don't sit up here and make this into something else, because now you're like, well, all y'all older than me too. Girl, you're like 35. Like, they're what, 38? Wow, you have 3 years on them. Like, when you blink, you're gonna be their age. Like,
exactly,
my
quick.
thing is, she tried to use that as some type of insult, and I don't know. It's just, she seems very desperate to stay on the show, and I like Eva. Like, I just don't know if this is like the show for her, or like maybe if they just, I don't know, maybe if they
It's
showed a
not the
different
show
side
for
of her or
her. It's
something.
not the show for her. She should have really left last season. Um But again, I don't know. We didn't even really see her much this season because she
I
was
know.
having a baby and
I
moving,
know.
and we didn't even get to document
They
that
could have let
really.
Shamari come back because I like Shamari.
I liked Shamari.
She
Shamari
was
was
fun.
fun. She was fun. Um, yeah, I just think that they need to just make those minor tweaks, bring some new cast members in. If you can't bring Phaedra back, just switch it up a little bit. Some
I
people
would
can
love to see
go.
Phaedra. She has so much drama and
And then
stuff.
even with Portia and her friendship, that would be nice to see that play out because they, at the end of the day, they were true friends. I think so. I think that they were genuinely friends, and I think that Phaedra did something that was super foul, and they very much may not be able to come back from. But at the same time, I think that that would be something to showcase, because if Candy and Portia can be cordial after Portia had said that, Candy basically accusing her of raping people in her dungeon, then yeah, Phaedra can
Mhm.
absolutely come back on the show and try to
That's
come.
my thing. It's just something about that whole thing. Something just don't sit clean in that whole situation.
What
That whole
situation?
little drama with the sex
The dungeon.
dungeon and Portia and Phaedra and Portia, even the reunion, because I had went back and watched. I told you I went back and watched the old seasons, and when Phaedra revealed to Portia that she lied about the dungeon, and Portia's like, "What? But you text me. But you text me." It's kind of like she said it. I don't want to say it's rehearsed, but it was almost like it
Yeah.
was made a point that, like, if this got brought out, you would take the fall for this,
Mm-hmm.
and I would
I can
be.
see that.
And that's what it seems like happened in some way, shape, or form. And then they had to act like they weren't cool for a little while. And then Portia and Phaedra are cool. Like, they've been cool.
Oh, they're cool again?
Yeah, they were spotted out in Atlanta. But see, I think they're withholding now because of the show. This is why I do think Phaedra's coming back. Because when, I don't know if you remember when Portia got pregnant or whatever, she linked up with Phaedra when she got pregnant. And they took pictures of her and all this stuff. And then that's when people last season thought Phaedra was coming back, because they saw her in pictures with Portia and was like, oh, they're cool again. She's coming back to the show. And then when it was announced, she never came back. And then I'm like, well, now this seems like they never like linked up on the back end, or we haven't seen them yet. Or maybe they're just staying apart to build up that like reunited type of scene, because that's the only way they could really, really come back. Like, true Real Housewives of Atlanta fans are kind of like done with the show. So if you want to get those core fans back, you got to do some shit like that, like bring a ghost out of the woodworks. It's like either
Yeah.
her or
That's what they did with
Kim
Sheree.
Zolciak.
That's what they did with Sheree, though. Like, Sheree, I know when she came back, she really didn't have a whole lot going on. But we were like, Sheree's back. What? And it was a
That thing with
flop.
her mom getting kidnapped or missing or
Thank
something.
God they found her. Shout
Yeah.
out to Sheree and your
We
family.
actually
I'm
don't know
so
what happened with
happy.
that, do
I don't
we?
know. I didn't really follow it. I mean, other than the fact that she was missing, and I was like, and the fact that like Sheree had made a comment about her mom has done this before, where she just like goes away on a trip for a while and they don't know where she's gone. So I was like,
Wow.
well, maybe this is that. Maybe she's had enough of COVID or something and she just wandered. And they found her. So I don't
Or
know.
she found them, you know what I
Or
mean?
she
Like,
found them.
she came
They
back.
found each other. Okay. We see each other.
Other
So,
girl.
but yeah, the clapbacks, and particularly Kenya, it's something with this whole you look like your baby looks like your baby's father. It's something to that. Again, it's the context. If you're like, oh, he looks just like your dad. Oh my God, it's like, ooh, girl, you look just like your daddy with a bow. Like, you look just like your dad. You be like, damn, okay, like I know my baby looks like her father, okay, but
She's a
bitch.
woman.
And as we can
Baby.
see, Kenya's husband is not hard on the eyes. He's not my type, but he's not hard on the eye. And then like with Dennis, there has been comments that he's not so easy on the eye. He's not
There's been comments, he is
unattractive,
a mess.
but he's not you know, but if
He's
Portia
not
doesn't,
ugly. He's just a mess.
yeah.
You know when guys are just like, you are just a mess. Like, you're not ugly, but it's like, put yourself together. Like, you
So
so
with that
fucking.
being said, to Nene's point, or to Kenya's point with Nene, she was like, okay, sweetie, yes, my child does look like her father. Beautiful, thank God. But what we do know is that both of your kids look just like you. Just like you. And Nene, Nene, so she shut up for a second. She had to take a pause.
She had
And
to
then she was like,
process what the fuck she just
like,
heard.
bitch, I'm beautiful. She was like, I am fine, okay? I am fine. Like, it took Nene a second to gather herself, because
Basically saying you look like your male children.
basically you look a mess, and we both know both of your kids look like you, which is a mess. So that's kind of, and I feel like Kenya basically took an eye for an eye. As much as she likes to say she doesn't talk about people's marriages and kids and all this other kind of stuff, everybody talks about everybody.
I just gotta say, these women are like, to be the age they are, they're so shallow. Like, it's all about their looks, who looks like who, you look like what, your titty is sagging, your wig is like, it's just all about how they look so much. Where it's just like, what are the real issues here? Because I feel like they almost use those little jabs
They're
for
all
like,
insecure. I feel
yeah,
like they're all insecure in their own ways. Because again, anytime you're in the spotlight as a celebrity, it's hard. I know that there are a lot of celebrities that say, I don't really pay attention to the comments, but at the end of the day, as a celebrity, especially if you've been made into a meme, or you've been made into a
this
GIF, or
generation.
you're going to hear from your immediate circle, even if you're not even really active on social media. Hey, did you see what they said about you? Did you see this meme that they made about you? And you're going to feel some type of way. It may not bother you as much as the next person. However, certain things that you may already be insecure about,
It's gonna
somebody else
come
seeing that
out.
and playing that out and pointing it out, I'm sorry, it's gonna fuck with you. So the main thing that you're gonna try to do is hurry up and get that new surgery. You're gonna get those new teeth. You're gonna get all these things that you think that, oh, this is what they're talking about. Ha ha ha! I got money, bitch. I'm gonna fix all this shit. And what you gotta say now, only for you to look a mess.
And then
Some of
only
the
for you to talk shit about the characteristics
and
you
then
used to have, because
and
you
then
went
you
and
used to
paid
have,
for different ones.
and then you're
Like,
pointing out other people's flaws, and it's like it's just a
you
side.
still
It's a
don't feel good after
cycle.
all the surgeries and shit.
My thing is, everyone is fake. Nobody on that show is real, as far as has real body parts, which is fine. Be that, but don't sit up here and make it seem like you're this
No, I
natural
think Eva
beauty.
actually is probably the last one the
I'm
only
sorry, I didn't
one.
even say Eva. Yeah,
She's
Eva.
like the
Yeah,
only one who's like
yeah,
all natural, you can
yeah,
tell.
yeah. So I
And
take that back. But what I'm saying is, for the most
but
part of
Eva's
every
not quick enough,
season,
because I would have been like, bitch, you just bought your titties 2 years ago.
I'm
Like,
just
stop.
saying, nobody. I get my point is, like, nobody has any room to talk about the next person.
Nobody.
Nobody has any room. If you've had some sort of elevated surgery to make yourself better for you, then that's great. But
Mhm.
at that point, you have no room to talk about anybody else, because you weren't born with that. You weren't, you know what I'm saying? You might have been perfectly fine. You might have been very pretty before your surgery. It's just that you wanted to elevate yourself to make
Mhm.
yourself feel better. Or maybe you did it for other people. Who knows? But don't sit up here and talk about the next person as if you just came out the cooch with pow, 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 pow.
Exactly.
No, because honey, if I take a wipe and I go like this, it's all gonna come off. If I go like this, the wig is gonna come off. So let's get back to being real.
For 5 seconds, you know. And Candy was one of those women on the show who really didn't. She was never really petty like that.
She's
But
getting there though.
I see her. That's what I was getting to her. Now I see her getting more to that like little petty point of like, just starting little stuff.
Me too.
But hey, I guess you got to keep the show interesting, and it was in dire need of. We needed something to pop this season, but all the things they were mentioning, I had damn near forgot about, like the cookie lady, the snake gate, all that shit. So, but I'm interested to see how part 2 goes. We may try to live stream.
Yeah, Sunday we're gonna live stream. Um, But yeah, to be continued. I wonder if
Yeah.
it's going to be just a part 2.
I heard it's 3 parts,
Oh, it
is
is?
what I
Okay, because I'm like,
heard.
usually it's 3 parts, but I wasn't sure
They
how.
said 3 parts.
Okay, so cool. So it's going to be 2
But
more
they didn't
episodes.
spend as much time like on they hopped in it pretty quickly, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They did.
so,
They
but
did. That's why I was like, well, maybe they'll wrap this up next episode, but I don't know.
they probably
I
had a
get,
lot of drama. They let them get nice and drunk and just talk shit from home and
yeah, they
recorded
did.
all of it.
They did. Who do you think looked the best?
Um, Personally to me, I would say Kenya looked very good to
I
me.
think she
And
looked the best.
yeah, she looked good. She looked the best hands down to me. Like her style, like just
She always just looks great, though.
she just always looks great. She goes with classic looks. She doesn't overdo it. I'm a plain Jane like that myself, so I just like that. She just knows how to hit a classic good look. Like she doesn't try to do too much. Like Portia,
Right.
you could have took off about 2 or 3 of those accessories, okay? Like the crown, the jewels, the necklace, the drippy
And then would she
earrings.
be
It was
Portia if she did that? Would
it was
she
too
be
much.
Portia if she did that? No. We wouldn't have
No, but
Portia.
just sometimes less is more. Cynthia, she looked good. I wish that wig wasn't it.
Yeah.
The wig was off. Now, usually Cynthia's wigs I like Cynthia's wigs and how she switches them up. She looked good, but the wig was off. And then one of those straps was like cutting her boob off like that. Like it looked like, I don't know if it's her microphone or something. She looked really uncomfortable, honestly, but
She
her face looked, good.
Cynthia's hit or miss to me. Sometimes Cynthia hits the mark, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Cynthia be, yes, bitch, yes. And then sometimes I'd be like, oh, Cynthia, who told you to do that? Like who told you to do that? But
Yeah.
yes, a lot of the time Cynthia looks great, but there are some times where I'd be like, it is a hit or miss. But yeah, she did look good on the reunion. I will say that.
She looked good on it. Like her cheek, she's definitely given that
She's
model face.
pretty. Cynthia's just
Her
she's naturally pretty.
her
She's
and
a naturally
Eva,
pretty woman. She's
those
aged very gracefully. We know
cheekbones.
this. Yeah, cheekbones, her body. She's very, and she's in her 50s. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
she looks damn good.
She looks damn good. And so that's why Eva making all these jabs and comments is like, girl, you're 35 and you look good, but you look 35. Like, like you
Like
don't
you alright. You alright, you good? Like you straight, girl.
to be talking all this big talk, like, I don't know. It was just off-putting. But
And
Eva
I
looked
do like how, but
good.
did you peep how they checked her about the hair comment?
Yes, the nappy head. I was so glad they mentioned that because this is like the third comment she's made like on the colorist route. And I get you're black, but it's like you got to be aware of the shit that comes out of your mouth. Like, didn't you already call somebody else like black with a Q or K or C or something? Like, remember that was another that was something from last
I know what
season.
you're
She was
talking
like,
about.
"Oh, she's black, but not black with a Q or
Yeah,
something." I don't know. And then
yeah.
Candy was like, "I don't know if she was talking about her skin tone, but
Right.
it's like
Everybody was
Eva
like,
is
what?
so
What?
tricked out. Like she's just not aware of her surroundings or something. Or it's just like I feel like Eva is one of those girls who definitely grew up, being out here looking mixed. Even if she's black, even if she's not mixed, she probably did look mixed, and she probably got in fights with girls who were black, whatever. And her first comment was probably nappy headed hoe or nappy headed this or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you are black, but you know what you're doing. Like, you know what you're trying to say here. And my thing is, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And just think you can get a pass because, oh, you're black. Like, no, like all this disrespect and even the racism and colorism coming from our own community, all that shit needs to be squashed. Like, y'all got to stop getting passes for this shit because it's just
Right.
going to perpetuate
Because
this
you're
shit to
part
the
of the
next
problem.
generation.
You're
Exactly.
part of the problem. You're why
Yeah.
white people continue to view the nappy heads versus like as if we're separate, as if we're not a whole race of people that just show up in different forms and colors and beautiful, we look so different. That's the
Mm-hmm.
beauty about being black is that none of us look the exact same, and I hate to say white people do, but they do. Like, it's so hard for me to tell who's different. But black people, we can be light skinned, we can be darker skin, we can be in the middle, we can have curly hair, we can have straight hair, we can have, we can just be all sorts of different things and look so
All
different.
facts.
And white people, you know, they have the nerve to be like, oh, you guys look, you know, is that your sister? Or, oh my God, I thought that was you. You'd be like, bitch, you know, good and damn well, we do not. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, you and your sister look just alike. You and your whole family look alike. I couldn't tell you apart. But all of that to say, you know, yeah, when you do that within our own community, you're giving the outside world encouragement and motivation to continue to tear us apart, because hell, you're doing it. And it's easy to do, you know what I mean? Because I know in a lot of households, even if you do have nappy hair and you have a child that has nappy hair, you be like, go comb that nappy ass hair. You know, we do it just off the cuff, but it is something to be aware of. It
Yeah,
is just something to be aware of.
she
It's
ain't
like once
even
you know
conscious
better, you
of
do better.
it.
If somebody calls you out on it and they've never called you out on it before, I can see why somebody would continue to do it. But if you have been called out on it, like, listen, this is why this is not okay, or this is why these people or these groups of people felt some type of way when you said XYZ, then you start to be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna move a little different than what I did before.
Yeah,
So
that's just,
hopefully she's learned her lesson in that
how you were
regard.
raised.
Do still say it behind closed doors. Don't do it on camera, because they just gonna drag you.
It's a mess, especially like your child has locks. You know what I mean? Like, you have a daughter who has locks.
And her daddy is black as they come. So,
You know what I'm saying?
you know,
Like,
Sterling, her husband, her new husband, he is light skinned. You know, he may be chopped up, he may not be, but the reality of it is Marley definitely has more textured hair, you know, and you're
one of
raising.
my YouTubers that I watched, Lovely T, I think you know her too. She brought up a really good point, and she was like, it's interesting how, you know, Eva locked her daughter's hair like super young, like at like 4 or 3, and she was like, she's just waiting to see if she will do the same with her sons. Like, and she was like, I know her sons are like completely different skin tone. They may have a completely different type of textured hair, but she was just like, did she just equate, you know, just, I have this child with kinky hair, I'm gonna give her locks, and then if I have a kid with, you know, lighter tone skin and softer curls, I'm just gonna let them
Or
let the
maybe
curls
since her
free.
daughter's name is
You know what I
Marley,
mean?
she was like, maybe let me do some Marley twists, Marley locks. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's just me in my mind. No, I'm literally making a joke about it, but like that would be so
Yeah,
funny. She was like,
that's
yeah,
true
I
though.
actually did. Her name's
I mean,
Marley,
that
and I
does
wanted
make
to
sense.
do
I forgot her name as
Marley
well.
locks. I'm just throwing that out there. But
That's
yeah.
facts. Oh.
But yeah, I think everybody, I was going to say Nene.
Nay nay down. Who's nay nay?
Nene looked, she did. I love you, girl. I love you, Nene. I really do, Lenithia.
We
But
gotta stop. We gotta. She gotta
she
stop.
just looked so.
White chicks. Like, that was a valid statement, and that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and sometimes people have to bring it away. Maybe you have forgotten how far you have come and what you used to look like.
Yeah.
But Kenya reminded you, like, I don't know if this is white chicks or not, because that is literally what you're looking like. And even I looked at her Breakfast Club interview. She just did a Breakfast Club interview, and she's still very pissed, by the way, because there's so much drama about this reunion. She says that, you know, she got
Nene.
set up. Yeah, she was the only one who was told not to wear white. She didn't know everyone was wearing white. Basically, she was told to wear a different color. And then she found out last minute that everyone was wearing white. So she changed her outfit. So she was pissed. That's why she had an attitude like from jump. But she was just venting
I
on
need to
the
watch that
Breakfast
interview.
Club. And even on the Breakfast Club, like, okay, you can wear blonde wigs. I don't care who wears a blonde wig. Do what you want to do with that. But your whole face is a completely different shade than your body. At least 4 or 5 shades lighter. You know what I'm saying? And then even
Right.
when I go and look back at older episodes and stuff, Nene was a lot darker. Like,
Right.
I don't know what these celebrities are doing to lighten their skin like this, but a lot of them seem to be, from the looks of these pictures and videos, like they're getting lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing. That's, if they're like really using bleach, that's crazy.
Yep. And that's a common thing. Um That's a common thing to have happen. You know, I know it's just I just hope we get past this at some point as a race with the whole colorism, light skin versus
Yeah, because there
dark
was a lot
skin
of colorism, just a lot of colorist undertones, I feel like.
all the time. Like I'd rather them just continue to keep it at the level where it's you look like your daddy. And
Yeah,
just
but
let
even
that be
that
that.
slick to me is hella colorist because it's like, I'm not gonna say colorist because
Well,
his ass, I don't know. If he was light skinned and looked like that, maybe he would still be, I'm sure he would still
if
be a
he
fucking
still was a
mess.
mess,
He'd still be a
he
mess.
absolutely would get
But
dragged.
I feel as if because of Kenya's pick in her husband, and Mark has, very fair complexion, curly hair, like, I just feel like that's more acceptable for her to look like the father. I don't know. It's like they try to drag Portia for her choice, but Mark is acceptable. Even though Mark's a fucking asshole on camera, he's more acceptable because he just, he looks better, more appealing to the eye. Like,
But
I
see,
guess.
here's another thing though. Like,
I guess.
I know we just saw what is Candy's daughter's name? Blaze, the newborn Blaze. I think that's her name, Blaze.
I didn't even really see I saw one picture of her that you posted, I think.
She's so adorable, and she's darker skinned, and I think that with the comments that I've seen, let me actually take a step back. So
I was going to mention that because I really haven't seen her post her daughter because I was like, is she
she's
not
posted her. She actually
posting
has a
her?
whole page for her. She has a whole page
Oh,
dedicated for her.
okay. Maybe that's why I don't see
Um,
it on her personal page.
she does. I don't follow it or anything, but I've seen, I've went on there to like view like some pictures. Super beautiful baby. Um, the
No.
internet is trash. Again, don't go on the internet if you don't have thick skin because there have been numerous comments about Portia's baby being, not even that she looks like her dad, but just how the comments are like, oh, she's just, she's cute, but she looked like her dad. Basically, they're trying to say the baby
I've
is
seen
not
nothing
cute.
but she looked like just like her daddy. Ooh, she got her daddy. Ooh, her.
Yeah, I've seen comments where it's like, oh, like, she's
I was like,
just
darling, like,
not as cute, or she's like, oh, hope they say things like, hopefully she'll look like her mom when she, morph more into her mom when she gets
that's so fucked
older,
up.
as if to say like by her looking like her dad, she's ugly, and it's like a softer blow to say that your baby's a mess if and I think that with Brooklyn, and again, this is not me comparing the two.
Lord.
I think with Brooklyn, regardless of the race or the tech or the skin tone and stuff like that, Brooklyn is very cute. I'm obsessed with Brooklyn. So is Portia's baby. Portia's baby is very cute too. I just love little Brooklyn. I don't know. She's just when they put the camera on her and her little personality, and she's just so it's just the way that she just like be looking at certain stuff. You're just like, oh my god, she's so cute. So I think America has their perception. They tend to lean to the side where a baby in their own mind is cuter, but it's not to like put down you have people that put down somebody else's kids, but then it's almost like, put it this way, an example, you have two kids in the same room, let's say they're siblings, and you have adults being like, oh my god, X is so beautiful, oh my god, she looks just like her father, she just looks so, oh my god, and you're like, here's the other child, like, and nothing is set, you're like, oh, is that so and so? Oh, she's a cutie. But if you praise another person, you put more emphasis. I think the emphasis. So it could be the colorism aspect with the kids, comparisons to their fathers and stuff. But I also think that it's also like this emphasis on like who's cute, like who's so adorable, and it's okay to look like your parent versus. Girl, hopefully she grows up to look like her mama, because child, she looks like that boy. Pete and repeat, okay?
Hot
So
mess.
it's a mess. It's a mess either way you spin it, but I've seen it in real life
Oh yeah.
amongst people and kids. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm very conscious of doing that especially when I see siblings, because I've been a person who's done that. But it's no knock to the other one. It's just like oh my God, she's so pretty. She's so cute. In the other one, it's not that you're not, it's just that like I'm talking about this one. So now if I see siblings, I do try to make a comparison to be like, oh my God, they both are so yummy or so cute, whatever. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, especially if the kid is of, comprehension stage and they can
Yeah, and
know
a
what
lot
you're
of times we're
saying.
not talking about two babies if we're siblings. We're talking about maybe a 5-year-old and a newborn, or there's like a clear distinction
Right.
between like age gap. Sometimes you have people that have kids back to back, but what I'm saying is like, you know what I mean? So I think people just have to be more aware. One, kids should be off limits. That just should be a rule. Kids should always be off limits, period. Is that realistic when you have them on camera? No, but they're kids. They have no control over. And I think we all go through an ugly duckling phase, whether it's newborn, whether it's your middle school, whether it's high school. We all go through a phase where they consider it the weird, awkward phase. Again, it could hit you at any time, but I just try to stay away from judging kids, because not judging, but speaking about that, because it's unfair, especially as adults. We have all these decisions to make, adjustments to ourselves, eyebrows, lips, eyelashes, kids
Girl.
don't really have that control. So,
Yeah, it's a whole mess. So can't wait
let's
to
just,
see where that goes.
can't wait to see where that goes. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll definitely be giving our reviews on that. I guess we just jump on into Boosie Badass. He
I'm Boosie Bad. Hold on, what was Boosie's
wipe me
song?
down,
Wipe me
wipe me
down.
down, eh,
Wipe
wipe
me
me
down.
down, wipe me down.
I don't know no other ones. That's the only one I know.
Um,
Hold on, I come up in
Boosie
the club, B-I-E. Oh no, that's
oh,
Webby.
that's no, is that Webby?
INDV.
DEBENDENT.
You know what I mean, man.
Hey, um, so Boosie Badass, he he's been in the spotlight here recently for a while. Okay, he has
Too
been
damn long.
super vocal. He's been super opinionated as it relates to everybody else and what they've got going on in their household. Specifically, Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, their son Zaya Wade, who has come out to say that she is transsexual. And Whitney, if I said that wrong, let me know, because she's not transgender, because she hasn't undergone anything. I think she's come out as a transsexual or
Girl, I
something.
don't know. I don't know the
I get so
terminology.
confused with the
I don't
terminology,
either.
so please forgive me if I'm not, conveying this correctly. But anyway, Dwayne Wade's son has come out saying that she would feel more comfortable, being a female. And so they are completely supportive of this decision. She is now, her pronoun is a she, so she is his daughter, and her name is Zaya Wade. All right. Boosie has come out and made claims that this is fucked up, like this is wrong. Zaya has never even had no pussy, and she should not be getting her dick cut off. Nobody's ever talked about her dick getting cut off. If that's what she chooses to do as she gets older, that's her business. But again, Boosie has been in the spotlight for all of these slanderous remarks as it relates to everybody else. Come to find out, the rapper recently claims, all right, that he has paid for sex for his 14-year-old son by strippers. So he basically paid some strippers to suck his son's dick when they were 12 and 13. And he has no problem admitting this. He admitted it on a live. And he's
A
just
few
basically
times.
like,
Yeah, he
huh?
admitted it a few. He admitted it a few times.
A few times. And he's basically just standing by it and standing by his position on it, basically saying this is how it's supposed to be, meaning, if you ask his kids now, they are going to say being with a woman has been the most pleasurable experience ever, as if to say they, just won't even ever think about being with a man, which may be the case. But, there's been a lot of heat around that based on the fact that, he's paying adult women to sexually please their underage kids. So, what are your thoughts, Whitney, on this?
I wouldn't be surprised if Boosie has like CPS knocking on his door pretty soon. I don't know how old his kids are now, but
yeah,
I'm just saying, what an idiot. What an idiot. I just don't understand why he would ever say this, talk about this. This is clearly, to me, it's a form of pedophilia. The fuck? Like, why are you even worried about what kids having sex? Like, besides safe sex, that should be your only concern. You should not be trying to have a grown-ass woman have sex with your child. Like, would you have a grown-ass man come and eat your young ass daughter out? Like, no, that's disgusting. You would kick his ass, right? So why is it okay to prematurely sexualize these boys? I don't know. I don't get it. It's just like a sick form of like ultra hyper masculinity or some bullshit. I don't know. But it's too much. He has so many things that he needs to deal with on his own. Okay. Cause I think now he owes, like, he's going to, like, some judge is issuing a warrant or something for back child support over one of his daughters, or I don't know, something about child support. So he hasn't been the best parent, period. So I don't even know why he would even come to the forefront trying to talk about Gabrielle Union. Like, I don't really agree with the way how Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade are handling their daughters or sons transition. I just feel like it's way too public for that child to be so young, for them to be doing that. Whatever they're doing, they need to just do that, I think, privately, because it opens doors like this for people to say offensive things and think about children in a sexual way, and they don't have no business even thinking about them in that way. And my thing is, this child is young. Even on top of that, whether I agree or not, that's not my child. I'm not going to get on no public platform and tell somebody what they should or not be doing with their children, especially when I myself come from broken homes. Boosie has all these kids. He hasn't married none of these women. He parades all these young girls around, telling them to show their pussy on Instagram. Like, you're overtly sexual in nature. And the fact that you're even pushing this on your younger children is sick. And it just lets me know, like, this is why kids, especially guys, sometimes grow up really fucked up, thinking they have to fuck all these girls, thinking they have to be this version that's pushed out here. It's like, why are y'all even so concerned about these men having sex, or learning how to have sex with a woman, or learning how to lay the pipe, or having a big dick? Like, why is that your main concern? Like, that's why we as Black people can't even get fucking ahead. Like, worry about if they're reading well, worry about if they have comprehension skills and shit. Like, why are y'all worried about the wrong things? So, but he's just ignorant. So it is what it is. And he's going to be his own downfall, because he just keeps talking, and he's going to end up saying the wrong thing and going to fuck himself over and probably be in jail or some shit. So
facts, 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 facts. Facts. I mean, we can't act like that. We can't act as though boys grow into these men that are still stuck in a boy mentality based on some of the experiences that they've been exposed to as a younger individual. That is very much real. I know we talk a lot about R. Kelly and how he's with all these younger women and underage women, but the reality of it is there's a lot of boys that are molested, and at a very young age, by older women. I know several men that I've dated that have lost their virginity to an older girl. It could be they were 12 and the girl was 17. It could be they were 14 and the girl was 21. It could be, it's always like this gap where, and apparently the theme here is younger boys are attracted to older women when they're young. It's like the cool thing. Like, ooh, like she's in college, or she's a junior, and, I got that kind of thing. And it's cute, apparently, it's something to wear a badge of honor to these boys. I guess, because again, I've dated men that this seems to be a thing where they've literally lost their virginity to their sister's friend who's been way older. It could be their mom's friend. It could be anybody. Anybody. Nobody's off limits. It's always older. So I think that we have to really look at that and make it a big issue like we do when men are with women that are underage.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
it's almost kind of taboo. We don't talk about it. We know it goes on. We know it exists, but we only really make a big deal when it's a man and a younger woman. So with that being said, regardless if he paid or whatever his parent of the year teaching moment was for his kids, it's a big fail because at the end of the day, you paid an adult to do these to make these acts of oral sex on your kids. But then also, what is that? And then now you're publicly putting it out there for more people to comment on your kids. Like, that is very, very embarrassing. I don't think that that's something that should be your place to say. And I just think that at the end of the day, social media has just been taken to a whole nother extreme. You know, there is no privacy anymore. We know that. We've been knowing that. But golly, at the very least, keep your kids out of it. You know what I'm
I
saying? Keep your
know.
kids out of the spotlight. Once they get to a certain age and they feel like they want to share with the world whatever they want, then that's different. But who are you to sit up here and put their business? And come on, we live in a world where kids are bullying even more. You know what I'm saying? And it's quicker. Like, it's not only I go to school and have to deal with it, it's I have to deal with this backlash online. Think about Dejanay and T.I. You know, I'm sure although she wasn't underage, she still's a young girl. And, you know, having to deal with these personal, private matters and then having to publicly defend her father and her private parts and what she chooses to allow or not allow is none of our business, you know? So I just say that parents really need to chill and get off this goofy shit with putting their kids on the forefront and commenting on other kids. It's fucked up. It's whack.
Yeah.
Stop it. Because
And
my thing is, you're only fucking them up more.
yeah, and fucking yourself up. Like, some of the shit y'all talking about is illegal as fuck. Like, I hope y'all know that. Like, you're talking about setting up multiple children with prostitutes. Some of these kids not even your kids. You talking about, yeah, all my nephews and shit, all my. Are you slow? Like, are you really slow? Like, I just can't. I can't.
I'm trying to figure out who is advising him. Like, who is in your circle that is like, yeah, you should do that. That's a great idea.
Well, no one is. That's the problem. Nobody is. You living off of hits that you had 15 years ago, and because you still are thirsting for that attention and that fame and that spotlight, you willing to go and say anything on fucking social media so your ass can trend and go viral. That's what's wrong with a lot of these people. They're so pressed and starved for attention.
Their time is running out.
And their time has been out. For real. But
yeah, I felt like, yeah, that definitely needed to be discussed because it's a real issue. It's a real serious matter. Boosie right now is just the face of it, but there is shit like this that goes on all the time in households in, you know, this world, and it's sick. Yep. It's really sick. You know, just think about the mentality of a 12, 13-year-old, you know, it's especially a young male at that. Women, they say we mature a lot faster, which is fine, whatever that means. But if that's the case, if those are the studies and that's the numbers, imagine a 12, 13-year-old in their mind frame getting all of this stuff done to, like, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't care how old you are. If you're, you know, it's really sad. So,
girl, sometimes I really just cannot stand it here.
I know, the ghetto.
This shit is so ghetto.
The ghetto.
With a little bit of fabulous sprinkled in. But fuck, it's a lot of ghetto.
We are a third world country wrapped in a Gucci belt.
Oh, yeah. So those are all the hot topics I have.
Yep,
I can't wait to see Insecure too.
Me too. I'm excited.
We're gonna try if the episode is juicy enough, we will drop a exclusive review episode like our last one. So
Yes, for sure. We may have different backgrounds too. we may have a different
oh
we may have a different look. So stay tuned on
yeah.
that.
Oh, I wanted to pull these cards for our me time. Let me grab them real quick.
Okay.
So entertain our audience.
Okay. Yes, honey. Yes.
Girl, I said entertain. You're supposed to tell a joke or something.
Oh.
God damn, you just hopped right on your phone. Okay, audience, we're back. Okay, so our me time, I think we skipped it last week.
I've been drinking.
I have these cards.
They're so pretty. Fancy. Urgh.
They're just a conversation deck, basically a conversation
Cute.
starter for your tabletop.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to order a freaking table though. That's my next purchase. So yeah, I was gonna pull a card. I'll pull one for you, one for me, and we can answer it. And that
Okay.
could be for our me time this week.
Okay.
Switch it up.
I feel like I need to order some.
Yeah, you should, because there's different they have different categories. I think they have an app too. You can probably do it on your phone.
Should we drop the link so
The
our
link.
viewers can purchase them too?
No, they're not paying for this. They gonna have to pay me for this promo.
Shit, okay, sis.
It's like if y'all want to purchase, we'll drop the link. Just DM us.
Just DM
Okay. DM us. We can't drop it for everybody. So I'm gonna pull a card, random. Aw, I feel like this should be for me.
What is it? Read it.
You're pretty. It says, where would you like to possibly live someday?
Yeah, that's you. Go ahead and answer it. You know.
I mean, I love where I live right now.
So you think you could live there forever?
No, not forever. Like not in this like building apartment or whatever.
No. I'm
Hopefully
saying
my
LA.
life evolves. I mean,
California.
Yeah, California, yeah. I would probably move to the suburbs of LA, like so we can get a house and stuff if I have like a family or whatever. But if I'm single, I could stay in LA. For sure. If I don't have no kids, I could stay in LA. But if I have kids, I would move to the suburbs of LA. Or I'd still be open to live other places. I just don't know where. So I'm like, ugh, I don't know where I would want to live after here. I don't know. God's plan, you know?
God plan.
That was a pretty lightweight question. There's a mix in here. So let's see. Okay. Oh, this is a good one for quarantine. So how does technology increase the enjoyment of your life right now? Shit.
I feel like without technology,
Zoom.
I would go crazy right now.
Oh, right. It's like our only outlet.
It's the only outlet to the outside world that keeps us connected, especially with the whole new, it's not new, Zoom has been around, apps like House Party, any other kind of app that keeps you connected, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right. Where we have like these DJs that come on and entertain us. We've got now the Verses with all of these celebrity rappers and artists that are entertaining us for like in-house concerts. Like, without technology, right now,
we wouldn't have shit.
I just feel like we would really go crazy and miss me with that whole like, oh, you spend too much time on the bitch bye. Okay.
I know. If I could hop in that motherfucker right now, I would hop in.
Girl, hop a toe.
I'm like, girl, I'm hopping in Instagram real quick.
I'm in a toe. Okay. So I feel like, life, what is life without technology at this point? So yeah, lots of great things have come out from technology and in quarantine at this moment.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna read it for you. So, is it more charitable to spend your money or your time? Is it more charitable to spend your money or your time? Me, I'm going to say I feel like it's more charitable to spend your time. Because I feel like money, you know, you can buy money, but time you just can't. And like if somebody, like if a millionaire, say Oprah, donated $100,000, we'd all be like, oh my God, that's tight. Oprah don't like, oh, she's always giving. But say Oprah went to a freaking I don't know, the homeless street and handed out plates all day from sun up to sundown, and the camera followed her, we'd be like, oh my God, damn. Out of all the things Oprah could do, she literally is spent her time handing out these plates.
I'm conflicted because,
like, you know, I feel like that would be more impactful.
I'm confused. I'm conflicted because I'm a firm believer time is definitely the most expensive gift that I own. You know, it's the most expensive thing that I own is time, right? So time is definitely valuable. However, it depends on where it's being used for me as far as what is more charitable. So if I have the resources to hire people to do something that can multiply my time, meaning if I can hire 5 people to serve 5,000 people of plates, and all I have to do is supply the food, pay the workers, you know, I've set it all up. I'm increasing the amount of people that are being fed versus if I myself fly in and I'm handing out plates to 1,000 people because, you know, lunch is between 12 and 2 and I can only feed X amount of people. So in that scenario, I would say my money can, you know, take care of a ton of people. Now, if it's my family, I would say my time, because I'm, you know, these are the people that I see every day, or that I have more of that attachment to, and that, you know, that time spent is actually really, really precious. Yeah. And hindsight will be, you know, to look forward, or when they look back, they're like, wow, mom was super busy. Auntie was super busy. Dad was super busy. However, she made the time during this cycle to spend with us. You know what I mean? So I feel like time would be more valuable in that regard than if it was to people who I don't know.
People who don't care about
who don't care. I mean, they care if you're a celebrity, but if it's just regular me, Joe Schmo, no name,
you can do more with money.
I can do more with money.
Facts. You're right. That's valid. Yeah. Okay. Should I pull some more, or are we done?
These are good.
Okay, I'll pull 1 or 2 more.
I'll take that one. Thanks.
Okay. How did I pull the exact same one? What is your mother's signature dish?
Fried chicken.
Really? What about you? I would think your mom's signature dish is like pork steak.
That too.
Oh, I love
her fried pork steaks be fire. Marlon has her make them a lot. Fried pork steaks, fried chicken.
The pork steaks. Like, can your mom just make these pork steaks?
Her greens. Actually, really her dressing. Stuffing, for those of you who don't know what, you know, call it dressing, but stuffing. Yeah, those are her main staples. In her cherry pie. Yeah.
I feel like my mom, in my family, my mom is the one who always wants to cook spaghetti. She's like, it's a joke that every time our family would come from Georgia, she would always just make a big ass pot of spaghetti. It's either spaghetti or tacos. Like, that was like her go-to. Like, whatever she could do with that fucking hamburger meat, or Hamburger Helper when I was growing up. And I was like, oh, hell no. Nah. I stopped eating Hamburger Helper. At one point, I was like, I refuse. And that's why I don't like spaghetti to this day. Because I had to eat it out every fucking day.
But you used to love Maggiano's.
Girl, you trying to be funny.
No, wait, pause.
You're trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be
because my cousin made me go there on my birthday. And I was like, I don't even like Italian food.
You were like, I want Kobe's. He was like, what do you want to eat for your birthday? You were like, I want hibachi. He was like, okay, macchiato. He's like, wait, are you paying for it? You're like, but you asked me. It's my birthday.
The fuck? You trying to be funny. You love macchiato. Well, I did like it once we saw, who we see, Ja Rule in there or something.
We did.
I was like, oh, this is the little Nashville celeb spot. Okay.
We did. We saw Ja Rule. And his wife. Ew.
Long time ago, girl.
Long time ago.
But yes, I don't even know what that question was. Oh
Your
yeah,
mom's favorite signature dish.
that's her favorite dish. The one I want her to make every time I see her, I want her to make like smothered, usually like smothered something in gravy, smothered pork chops or cube steak.
I make a really good smothered chicken
with fried cabbage. I love her fried cabbage.
I make really bomb fish.
Yes, I love your fried fish.
Yeah, my fried
I love
fish,
your steaks too.
Hands down, my steaks, my fish.
And I like your shrimp scampi.
My shrimp scampi, all of those. Everybody likes my salmon. What else do I make? My fried chicken be fire.
I'm just so tired of fucking cooking. Like
I'm so tired.
I want to eat, but I don't want to cook.
Girl, I said that today. I was like, the best meme that was out was, you know what sounds good? Something somebody else cooked. Mm-hmm.
100% facts. 100% facts. We're done.
Speaking of, I made these really, really great green beans yesterday, and they're crock pot green beans. So you just throw in all the ingredients, and they taste like how my mom would make them, like where she plucks them and puts like the smoked ham hocks and potatoes and onions and they were so good. Like I just threw everything in there, let it simmer on high for like 6 hours, and they were just kiss the chef.
What if I come to Nashville and just work a week from your house?
You can do that. Let's just do that. That's actually a really good idea. Seriously. No,
I'm dead ass serious because my manager already told me. She was like, feel free, to travel, go home to your family. Like, if you
that would be great.
To.
Tiffany just opened her pool. They just bought some ATVs.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. We're doing it this summer.
We could go hiking at this.
And we're going to like
waterfall.
Bust out videos and shit.
Yes, girl. We'll just nail them out every day. We'll have something new for y'all.
Yes. And you got a guest room and everything.
Everything. It's perfect. And then Carter gets time with you. So he's been whining about that.
Yes.
Are you coming to Nashville? He keeps saying, I want to go back to California.
Yes. I want to play basketball.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay. Oh, I forgot we were still recording. Okay, y'all. We gotta go because we got some stuff to do. We just really rapping right now.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Per usual, we'll catch y'all on Sunday.
Oh, let's teabag Boosie real quick.
Yeah, let's teabag Boosie. Boosie, shame on you for, pointing all the fingers at everybody else, and you're not looking at yourself and the way that you parent. And yeah, make better choices because this is like whack.
Yeah, disgusting. Okay.
Wiggity whack.
Nasty.
That nasty.
All right, y'all.
That nasty.
Hit us up on IG, Melanin Me Podcast, and YouTube.